Hey, I feel like I learned the lesson of my childhood. And I feel like the lesson of my childhood was to realize that I don't have to be my environment. And that's something I always thought I had to do. I always thought I had to be my environment. I always thought I had to blend in with my environment or be like my environment. And I realize now that just because I'm exposed to things or just because I see things or because people tell me I should do this or I should do that or whatever because of their perspective doesn't mean I have to go with that. And just because what I believe in or what I want to do isn't tangible or isn't seeable in the 3D world or in the world in general. It may be in my head or my imaginative state or whatever, but that doesn't mean that's not possible. And that doesn't mean I should abandon it. A lot of things that I believe in are very unconventional and very fantasy driven and all these different kinds of things. But the more I just like think about life, I realize it's actually real and it's actually tangible, it's achievable. Um, but you just have to believe in it. I feel like I was so fixated on being a regular human or being like everyone else that I was losing myself. And I feel like it's really important to trusting yourself. And I realized that I need to trust myself because no one else understands. Well, not no one, but like a lot of people around me, at least at this point in my life, don't understand, you know, understand my soul and understand what I'm here to do and what I can do and everything like that. And it makes sense, you know? I came on this earth to be a leader in a sense, and I'm surrounded by people who I'm supposed to lead. But since I'm so young, they feel like I should be led by them, but in reality, they should be led by me. But yeah, I just find it to be really important to not attach yourself to the things you see. Appreciate for what it is and look at it and absorb it and have fun with it or whatever, but don't be attached to anything you see, any concept, even death, even life. It's up to you how you want to live your life, but don't be attached to anything you see. Anything at all. Anything. Just enjoy the experience and believe in what you can achieve and what you want to achieve. As long as it benefits the planet, it's healthy, it's positive, it's not destructive, unless it's destructive for a positive reason, to prevent things from destroying other things. It depends on the situation. I don't really feel like getting into that kind of thing right now, but yeah, necessary evils, I would say. But yeah, that's not what I really want to talk about. But as long as it's like, a positive thing that keeps balance in the world and it's good for you and it's good for others, why not go for it? Just because people don't see it or believe it, I don't think that you shouldn't go for it. But yeah, don't attach yourself to anything. Don't box yourself to anything. And I'm realizing I was ashamed. I guess maybe it's the religion. I don't know if it's the religion. I guess it's, yeah, I guess because I came from like a very like super like hard like religious family, strict religious family, and like society is strict, and like I never really cared for any of it. But my family was very like, like uptight with it and everything like that. But like for me, it never really stuck to me. Um, I feel like that's what stopped me from really like wanting to just be my natural self and just embrace my soul. And for me, the more I just mature, the more I just realize I'm just outgrowing so much, and this is hard to like not just be my natural self. Um, but yeah, I guess I felt like I had to be like normal and like everyone else, even though I'm really not. Um, and I feel like it's really important for me to just embrace my soul and not be ashamed of it, because I used to be ashamed of it. I used to be ashamed of being unconventional and being gifted and having all of these like unique things about me and this unique perspective and everything like that, and being drawn to like supernatural stuff and all these different kinds of things that most people just aren't like into, and you should just be ashamed of it, and I would just ignore it. I remember like in middle school when I started being around people, that's when I stopped like being in anime. That's when I stopped like being my natural self, all these different things, and I just started to just blend in with everyone else, and kind of lost myself for a while. And then I got back to just being myself again, and I just felt great when I started getting into music. But I realized we're not here to be attached to anything. If you feel drawn to something, like you really feel drawn to it, embody it. But we're not here to be boxed in or controlled or fit into anything. All of this is temporary. All of this will be replaced by other things. If you look at the history of our world, everything's been replaced by things that by the next phase, by like future phases of life, everything's just been replaced. I don't think it's healthy to be attached to anything, especially attached to things that won't last. Um, yeah, I used to be really hard on myself for my mindset, cause like not like I don't know, I have a very detached mindset, and I used to be really sad about it, cause I used to feel like I was heartless. Like I'm loving and everything like that, but I just see things for how it is. I see a situation for how it is, not for how I want to see it, and I'm just super realistic about it. Like I'm not as human as everyone else with certain situations like death and all these different kinds of things. I just see it for how it is, and I'm always just grateful for what I have. And I don't even think about losing things. When I don't think you should think like that. I think you should just appreciate what you have and cherish it and put life into it, not death. Don't speak death into things. But yeah, back to just what I was saying. I think we shouldn't be so attached to the things that are around us, and we should trust in ourselves and trust in our souls more and trust in what we want to achieve for ourselves instead of believing that we have to do this because we see it or have to do that because we see it. Why not believe that sometimes we're here to not be attached to things we see or not do what we see, but instead create things that are not seeable? Create new things, create new experiences, take new paths. We keep walking these broken paths that are leading us nowhere. We need to have the courage to walk paths that have never been walking before. And since they've never been walking before, it's going to be very full of uncertainty, and it's going to be blind. It's going to be, pretty scary because you don't know where the hell you're going and you don't know if it's going to work out or not. But if you have faith in it and you feel it in your soul, then there's nothing to worry about. But yeah, that's what I'm doing for eternity. I'm just going to just follow my soul and just do what I feel like is best for me instead of just doing what everyone else wants me to do because it's boring and I just don't get it. And yeah, I just wanna live life accordingly to myself instead of living life accordingly to everyone else. Cause I don't really trust the guidance of most people. I just don't. I just watch what they're doing. I just realize they don't really know what they're doing, and I don't. It's scary. It really is scary. It's like being in a car with someone who doesn't have a license, never got their license before, and they're just driving, and you're in the car with them. You're trusting them with your life, like you're trusting to lead you and shit. Like I'm trusting people who don't know what they're doing with their life to lead me, even though I have a driver's license and I know how to get to where we need to go. I should be driving, but you're driving and you don't really know anything. Like that's scary to me. I don't like that anymore. Cause yeah, because I want to live this life and enjoy this life. I didn't come here to be controlled and just be like everyone else, but when that's just fetting your mind so much just to fit in with everyone else, you go that route. But I was never really supposed to do that. Never really wanted to do it, but I wanted to guess the psychological childhood trauma stuff. Not wanting to disappoint your family and everything like that, and it gets to the point where certain situations they like it'll get the situation will get hectic and stuff like that, and you're just like, okay, I want to avoid drama, so I'll just do it. I'm just realizing a lot about so much, and I'm just realizing how forceful people are with their opinions and their beliefs, and how they just forced me to do things that I don't want to do, and I don't see why I have to do it. And I just see how they just don't value my perspective at all, or respect like my boundaries or my beliefs or my issues, my traumas, my pain, or anything. They just care about themselves and their perspectives and everything like that. They don't act like I have my own life that I'm living in. It bothers me because I give so much and sacrifice so much to people who just don't give a fuck, and they expect for me to value their lives. But I don't know how that works. I don't know why that should work. I don't really know why I should even care. I think about a lot of things. But yeah, I don't think we should be attached to all these concepts. Sometimes I think we should challenge them, because if you don't